Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. We are doing another prediction video. This is for UFC Fight Night Baku, Fiziev versus Torres. So we're going to kick this off with the opening, which is Tahir Abdullayev versus Jefferson Nascimento. Both of these guys, they don't seem to have their images, they don't have their records, they don't have anything. Don't even have Nascimento's country. He's from Brazil. He's an undefeated prospect, 13-0. Tahir is 21-3. This is going to look like an interesting matchup. This was added pretty late into the card. I'm going to take Nascimento to win this one, either by a third round TKO or just a decision. He's looked all right in his last few fights. They're about the same height. They got a similar reach. Tahir's more. His last fight was at welterweight. Nascimento's last fight was at lightweight. And yeah, he's gotten some split decisions and some TKOs. He's just shown he's been able to win pretty much every way possible. I don't think he's got any submission wins, but he's got decisions, he's got TKOs. Tahir is experienced, but I think Nascimento at this point is probably the better prospect. I think he's a bit more physical. I think he's going to be a bit faster, be a bit more technical. I think he's going to get the win done on the feet against Tahir Abdullayev, and I think we're going to get another pretty alright undefeated prospect at welterweight in Jefferson Nascimento. So yeah, that's what I'm going to take. Third round, finish, or a decision. But moving up, Beksat Almakhan taking on Matsumoto. This is going to be a really interesting fight. Beksat Almakhan, he's lost twice in the UFC, but both of them have been to pretty good competition. He lost, of course, to Magomedov and Andrey in decently competitive fights. But Matsumoto, he just lost to Farhad Basharat, split decision. I thought he won the fight, and I'd picked Farhad Basharat to win. I thought he looked very good in that. His grappling looks very good. He's lost a split decision to Rob Font as well, so his only two losses have been by very close decision. And yeah, I think he's just got enough offensive grappling to kind of smother Beksat Almakhan, at least in the first two rounds. Beksat Almakhan looked good in that third round against Alejandro Topuria. Matsumoto also looked very good in the third against Farhad Basharat, but we'll see what it's like when someone is able to put up as good of a pace in the third round as well as he's able to. But I like Matsumoto. I think he's very good, very technical. Beksat Almakhan, I think he's good as well, but I just don't think he's quite at a high enough level. I think Matsumoto's pretty close to getting ranked in the bantamweight division, and I think Beksat Almakhan is just kind of in that top 20, top 25 area. Matsumoto, I'd say, is in a top 15 to top 20 area at bantamweight. So yeah, I'm going to take Matsumoto. I don't think he's going to be able to get the finish here. I don't think he's going to be able to sub Beksat Almakhan, but I do think he's going to win a decision based on the first two rounds, 29-28, maybe 30-27. But yeah, I think he's going to win a 29-28 decision over Beksat Almakhan. Moving up, Danil Donchenko had a very impressive, or I think it was somewhat impressive performance in his last fight against Alex Morono, who's a pretty hard guy to put away. He did put a beating on him. Theodor Berggren, he's an 8-3 fighter from Sweden. He hasn't looked too bad. He's 26. He's on a 2-fight win streak, both KOs. But Danil Donchenko, man, he's got some very dangerous leg kicks, very dangerous power. I don't know if Theodor Berggren is going to be able to survive against Danil Donchenko. He has been subbed before. I don't think he's got to worry about that too much from Danil. But I do think Danil's going to have the power to either put him out in the first round or win the first two rounds against him. Yeah, I think Danil's the better fighter. I think he's probably going to win this one pretty handily. I've got him winning by second round KO TKO. I think those leg kicks are going to be a problem for Theodor Berggren. I think the ground and pound is very dangerous from Danil, and I also think he's just a pretty nightmare matchup on the feet. He's very fast, very dangerous, especially in those first two rounds. So yeah, I'm going to take Danil Donchenko to win that one, second round TKO. Moving up the card, Kaan Ofli taking on Javier Reyes. I'm going to take Javier Reyes to win this one. Kaan Ofli, he won his last fight, split decision over Yijia. Complete robbery in my opinion. I think Yijia easily won that fight. Looked much better in that fight than Kaan Ofli did. And yeah, Yijia hurt him on the feet, man. And Javier Reyes is dangerous on the feet. 23-5, very experienced. He's 32. His last fight, he won by KO TKO in the first round, I believe, against Douglas Silva de Andrade. And Silva de Andrade is a very dangerous striker, got a lot of power. Kaan Ofli has nowhere near as much power. Javier Reyes is a good scrambler too. He's very safe on the ground. I think he's going to have a very good performance against Kaan Ofli. I think he's going to shut him out in the second round. I think he's going to TKO him. I think he's going to drop him with some powerful punches and then, yeah, TKO him from there. I don't see any advantages for Kaan Ofli. And, you know, they're both the same height, but like Kaan Ofli just seems like a small guy in there, man. And Javier Reyes has got much longer reach, 7 inches on him. And yeah, I think Javier Reyes is going to find the way to put him out. I don't think Kaan Ofli's quite that good. And his only real wins in the UFC have pretty much just come by robbery. Apart from Ricardo Ramos, who he subbed. But yeah, so I'm going to go Javier Reyes to win this one. I don't think Kaan Ofli's really that good. But moving up the card, Nursulton Ruziboev versus Andrey Pulyaev. Nursulton Ruziboev, he's very good. He's very experienced. He's had 49 fights, Andrey Pulyaev had that last fight against the Tepe where I don't think he looked that bad. He got dropped in both in the first and second round, but that third, even in those rounds, and especially in the third round, he was a very dangerous stay out at range and kick from range with very nasty body kicks, pretty alright high kicks. Didn't really hurt a Tepe, but he's definitely a good point fighter. But Nursulton Ruziboev, he's on a 2-fight win streak, beaten Eric McConaughey and Dustin Stoltzfus. Before that, he beat Cedric Dumas, Bruno Ferreira. He lost to Joaquin Buckley, but Joaquin Buckley's very dangerous, man. I think Nursulton Ruziboev, he's only 32 for having this many fights. He's taller. They've got a pretty similar range. Andrey Pulyaev has a little bit more of an advantage there, 2 inches. But yeah, I just think Nursulton Ruziboev, able to mix in the grappling, able to strike with him on the feet. I think he's going to win a decision against Andrey Pulyaev. I don't think Pulyaev really has the danger to finish anybody. He has got a finish, I believe. Yeah, Nick Klein. But I don't know. I think Nursulton Ruziboev is a bit better than Nick Klein. So yeah, I'm going to take him to win this one by decision. Moving up the card, Abdul Yakhyaev taking on Julius Walker. I am absolutely taking Yakhyaev to win this one. 9-0, has looked very good recently. He hasn't had really any moments of trouble. He beat Brenson Ribeiro. He beat Rafael Caquera, hit him with a nasty spinning kick. Julius Walker just lost to, I believe, Dustin Jacoby in the first round, I think it was, or the second. But he got slimed out pretty bad in that one. And Julius Walker, man, he's got all right grappling, but he's not a danger on the feet. And Abdul Yakhyaev is probably going to hurt him on the feet and then take him down and sub him or finish him with ground and pound. Julius Walker, I don't know. I'm a bit iffy about him. He's looked all right, and he's 7-2, but yeah, he lost to Alonzo Menifield, beat Rafael Caquera as well, but he beat him by decision. He did not finish him. So yeah, I think Yakhyaev just has the advantage in this fight. He's looked very good. Undefeated prospect, 9-0, only 25. He's the heavy favorite for a reason. So I'm going to take him to get this done by a KO TKO in the first round. I think he'll probably choose to go for ground and pound. I think it'll be a bit easier than getting a sub on Julius Walker. I think he'll hurt him on the feet, drop him, land a bit of ground and pound, ref will call it off. So yeah, Abdul Yakhyaev, first round finish. Moving up, Farman Hasanov versus Eric Nolan. Farman Hasanov is 5-0. He did have a loss on his record. KO TKO like 3.5 years ago, but I think it was overturned. Not sure why. He's from American Top Team. Eric Nolan, he came into the UFC. He lost to Paisango Susakaev. Not the worst loss in the world. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think Farman Hasanov has got the skills to win this one, to control Nolan, and to not be on too much danger on the feet. I think Hasanov is going to win this one by decision. I think Eric Nolan just isn't quite on that UFC level. And I may be wrong here, but yeah, I'm going to take Hasanov to win this one by a decision, 29-28. I think he probably controls him pretty easily in the first 2 rounds. Maybe has a little bit of trouble in the third, but not sure. Finally, moving on to the main card. Main card opener, Abus Magomedov taking on Michal Olekseijczuk. Olekseijczuk, he's on a 3-fight win streak. He's looked very good since going to the Fighting Nerds. He's a little bit shorter, a little less reach. Abus Magomedov is not the worst fighter. He's pretty alright. He just lost to Joe Pyfer. Before that, he was on a 3-fight win streak. But yeah, I don't know. He's 35. He's getting older a little bit. Michal Olekseijczuk still 31. Michal Olekseijczuk is he's got very good recovery on the feet. He's very dangerous. Abus Magomedov, I think, is going to get stung early. I think Michal Olekseijczuk isn't going to get taken down and controlled. And I think he's going to sting Abus Magomedov. He's going to have him in trouble. I'm going to say he finishes him in the 3rd round. I think he's going to slowly break him down. He's going to look very nasty with his nice left hooks. I will say Abus Magomedov, if he can do good in the clinch, that's where we saw Michal Olekseijczuk have trouble against Marc-Andre Barriault. Marc-Andre Barriault was landing very good elbows against him. But yeah, I think Abus doesn't have this one. I think Michal Olekseijczuk has got quite a bit of momentum coming into this fight. I think he's looked very good recently. And yeah, I think he's gonna pull this one off. Not easily. I'm gonna say Abus Magomedov puts up a bit of a fight, but I'm gonna say Michal Olekseijczuk finishes him later in the fight and wins by a 3rd round TKO. Moving up, Ikram Aliskerov taking on Bruno Ferreira. I'm taking Ikram to win this one. I'm gonna say he probably gets a finish. I'm gonna go he gets a finish in the 2nd round. Bruno Ferreira, coming off of his loss to Gregory Rodriguez, got put out nastily in the 1st round. Gregory Rodriguez was very patient in that fight. I think Ikram Aliskerov can also have that patience to, get Bruno Ferreira a little anxious to swing and moving in on him, and then Ikram's going to catch him. I like having that little reach advantage, always being able to stay out of the range of Bruno Ferreira is a good idea. Ikram Aliskerov, 2-fight win streak. Only loss was to Robert Whittaker. Beat John Young Park. Who else did he beat? Andre Muniz. And yeah, I think Ikram Aliskerov is very good. Very talented. I don't know if he's quite top 5 level, but he's definitely a top 10 level in the middleweight division. And I think he's going to be able to get Bruno Ferreira out of there. I think he's probably going to finish him in the 2nd round. Have a close 1st round against him. Bruno Ferreira might land, have him in trouble. But that 2nd round, I think he's going to have that patience, going to have a good game plan coming into this one. These Russians typically game plan pretty well. And yeah, I just think he's going to find that shot to put out Bruno Ferreira. And yeah, so I'm going to take him to win this one. Yeah. And I could see him winning a decision too if he needs to, like winning in that 2nd and 3rd round to just get a clear decision win. And then from there, the UFC is definitely giving him a top 15 shot. So yeah, I'm going to take Ikram Aliskerov to win this one. 2nd round TKO. Getting onto the flyweights, we have Asrar Mabayev taking on Charles Johnson. Asrar Mabayev is so much smaller than Charles Johnson, it's kind of crazy. And Charles Johnson's got crafty uppercuts. Oh, is there going to be an upset here? I know a lot of people are taking Asrar Mabayev to win a decision. And I have him winning a decision, but I just feel like Charles Johnson could find that nasty uppercut that he found on Lona Kavanagh and Joshua Van. No, I can't. I'm going to take Asrar Mabayev. I think he controls him on the ground. Alex Perez did very good on the feet against Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson did not find that uppercut against Alex Perez. And yeah, I think Asrar Mabayev has got this one. Not in the bag. I'm going to say he wins at 29-28. I think Charles Johnson can win like the 3rd round. He looks good in the 3rd round. I think he's going to have him in trouble. I don't think he can finish him. I think Magomedov is going to be able to grapple enough to save himself if he does get put in a danger. And yeah, Bruno Silva got put out so easily by Edgar Chairez, and Charles Johnson took him to a split decision that I think Bruno Silva won. And Alex Perez just starched him out. I don't think he's got what it takes to beat Asar Magomedov. Apart from those fluke wins over Lona Kavanagh and Joshua Van, I don't think Johnson has much of a career otherwise. Yeah. I think Asar Magomedov has got this one. He's what number is he? Is he number 11? Number 8. Number 8, yeah. And Charles Johnson's number 14. Yeah, I think he's got this one. I think he maintains his number 8 ranking. And I don't think he can finish Johnson. Johnson's pretty safe on the ground. And, I don't think Asar Magomedov has got what it takes to put him out on the feet. So, yeah, I'm going to take Asar Magomedov to win a decision over Charles Johnson. 29-28. Johnson wins the third. Moving up. Nazem Sadykhov taking on Matthias Camelo. Ooh, this one's a little bit of a hard one. I'm going to take Nazem Sadykhov to win this one. He lost his last fight, but that was to Fiziev. And Fiziev got ranked off of that fight, off of that win. Matthias Camelo coming off of beating Vyacheslav Borshev, but Nazem Sadykhov also beat him, I believe. No, he went to a draw with him. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take Sadykhov to win this one. I think he puts him out in the second round. TKO. Matthias Camelo, he's pretty good. He's pretty alright. But I think Nazem Sadykhov is a bit more experienced with top-level guys. He's 7 years older. He's 32. He's more experienced with those really top-level guys, in my opinion. So I'm going to take him to win this one. I think he's... Yeah. I trust in Nazem Sadykhov to get it done. I don't know if I trust in Matthias Camelo. He lost to Gabe Green. He got subbed. He's 1-1 in the UFC, I believe. Yeah, 1-1. And his best win is Vyacheslav Borshev. So, yeah. Who's 8-6. So yeah, I'm going to take Nazem Sadykhov to win this one. I think he'll either put him out in the second round or just win a decision over him. Yeah, I'll take him to win it. Second round TKO for Vyacheslav Borshev. But moving on, we have the co-main event. Shara Magomedov taking on Michal Pereira. Shara Magomedov, very good striker. His only losses to MVP. And if you put a striker up against MVP, MVP is going to win. Apart from in the Ian Gary fight. But yeah, I think Shara Magomedov is going to get this one done. Michal Pereira had like a career rebound, but he just went on a 3-fight losing streak. Snapped it by beating Zachary Reyes. But that was a split decision. I think he only won it because of fouls, no? Who fouled in that fight? Someone did. But yeah, I thought Zachary Reyes could have won that fight. And I think Shara Magomedov is going to be safe in the first round. He's got good leg kicks. Michal Pereira, I don't think he's going to be able to put him out in the first round. And then I think the second and third, Shara Magomedov is going to build on him and just win a decision over him, winning in the second and third round. I just rate him a bit better than Michal Pereira. So yeah, I'm going to take Shara Magomedov to win a decision based on the second and third rounds. I think Michal Pereira will always have a good first round, but other than that, yeah, Shara Magomedov. All right, the main event. Manuel Torres taking on Rafael Fiziev. Ranking on the line. I am taking... Oh, actually, no. Torres is ranked now. He's number 15. I'm taking Torres to win this one by first round KO. I know that might seem a bit extreme, but Fiziev, man, he got put out by Rufi in his last fight. He beat Ignacio Bahamondes, which is a good win, but before that, he lost to Gaethje and Gamrot. He lost to Gaethje twice. I just don't think Fiziev has quite got what it takes to be at the top of the lightweight division anymore. I think he needs to move down to featherweight. He's just a bit too small. He looks too small in there, man. And Manuel Torres has got that dangerous power. And Fiziev's chin has not held up recently. It has not held up. So yeah, I think Manuel Torres is going to be able to go in there, do what he did to Grant Dawson, solidify his ranking, and maybe get like a number 11 spot. I believe Fiziev's number 11. I think Manuel Torres is going to steal that, and they might kick Fiziev out of the rankings. Oh, no, I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll keep him in the rankings for one more fight, to get another guy in there, maybe like a Fiziev. But yeah, I don't think Fiziev has quite got what it takes. I don't think Manuel Torres is going to stay at kicking range and throw kicks off with him like Rufi did. I think Manuel Torres is going to blitz in, hit him with some nasty hooks, and yeah, pop him out with a counter shot. This sucks, man. I like Fiziev. I think he's a great guy and a pretty entertaining fighter. But I just don't think he has what it takes to win this one. I think Torres is on a roll. He's looked very good. His last loss was to, I believe, Bahamondes. Yeah, he lost to Bahamondes. Bahamondes countered him. But Bahamondes is a tricky customer. And Fiziev got a decision over him. But yeah, no, I'm gonna take Manuel Torres to win this one. Second round TKO. I think Fiziev can survive on the first. I think Manuel Torres will get him in the second. I think you'll find that shot, put him out of there, like Rufu did. Yeah, so those are my predictions. Let me know what you think. Make sure you drop a like, comment who you're taking. Let me know if I've been a retard on these takes. But yeah, thanks for getting to the end.